Hey there, kitty. Yeah, it would be my luck. Got sick on my birthday. No, I guess it's a little late. Technically over. Sorry, I know you've been busy. I just wanted to see you. You don't need to stay. It's okay, kitty. Just having you here means it's a birthday to remember. I enjoy our time together. It makes me happier than you know. And honestly, I've had Kota by my side the whole time. It's not like I spent my birthday alone. It was more like I just didn't know what to do. And look, I didn't want to bother you, and no, I get it. Just I just didn't want to get you sick, you know? Last thing I want to do is make my troubled times your troubled times. I'm your man, so I can't let you get carried away. A gift for me. Come on, kitty. You know I don't need that, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. No, I do. I'm sorry if I'm scaring you. Trust me, I've dealt with worse than this. Please, don't even worry. I'll be totally fine. Just give me, time. And once I see you smiling again, I'm sure I'll be right as rain. Don't worry. You're my love, and you being here is more than I could ever ask for. You know it's not easy. Not saying Kota's a bad roommate, just it's not always great when you're away. And it makes me miss you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Hey, where are you headed? What the hell are you doing? You know what? I can't even complain. If you feel the need, go for it. I'll try my best to fend off this. Look, I can cook for myself, but somehow having you'd help me. I can't believe you've thought of this, kitty. Is there anything you haven't? Are you just that in love with me? I don't know what to say, 'cause I never thought. Well, not to get too sappy, but you've changed my life for the better, and I even think others have managed to see how good you are for me. Namely, you know who. As sad as it is for me to say, I think I've got a long way to go in being a proper boyfriend and a proper husband. I want to make the best of our life. Hey, kitty. Do you think it's okay? Everything that's happened so far. I didn't scare you away last time, so I kind of took it for granted. But I don't want to do that. I want to be your man. Not just one of those idiots who doesn't understand. It's more than just the relationship. about taking care of someone else. And in turn, they take care of you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't forcing my feelings at you. I'm someone who wants to do things right. I don't just want to do them. If I kiss you, I want it to have meaning. If I hold your hand, I want it to spark into your soul. And if I give you a hug, I want to warm you in a way that most things don't. Maybe it's not really the normal way of doing things. A lot of people just want relationships because they're afraid to be alone. As for me, I'm not afraid at all. You're an addition to myself. Sure, I don't like being alone. But if it wasn't with you, I couldn't see myself. I'd be in no hurry to check out anything else. I only want you. Anything more or less doesn't exist in my heart. It's just empty. I can be a very cold person, but only when people misunderstand me. By that I mean in the malicious way. The way where they're always testing you, where they're not trusting, where they're doubting. I don't have time for that. I trust and love you. And I know you feel that way about me too. And that's why our kisses always make my heart flutter. And I hope they make yours too. You know, I got to thinking, if anything ever happens to me, you gotta promise me you won't give up on love. You know, sometimes life messes us up, and it ends up being really bad. And if that ever happens, Kitty, you got a pinky promise. You won't give up. Okay? No, I'm not saying it's gonna happen to me. Hell no. I have no plans on getting hurt. This is just a cold. And besides, I got someone very capable taking care of me, don't I? Look at you, acting like a nurse now. Don't mind if I oblige. Thank you for helping me walk. I'm just a little dizzy and I didn't want to risk worrying you by falling down the stairs. One step at a time. We'll get there. Thank you, Kitty. This way I can at least be in the same room when you're cooking. I don't know what you're gonna make, but it'll be interesting. You'll double as my entertainment, won't you? You know I love you, Kitty. I'm only teasing a little bit. More importantly, I wanted to give you something. Well, at least something I've been meaning to say for a while. You know how I sometimes get a little carried away with things. Look, I know I can be a little harsh to people who I don't know. I'm working on it. Takes a lot to open up, and I'm sure you know better than anyone. It's not easy. Never is. But that's why it's worth it. Nothing in life worth getting is ever too easy. Otherwise, you have no appreciation for it. If I've learned one thing, it's that. You know, I could have been a spoiled brat and went the villain route of things. But I realized real fast, that's not gonna get me what I want. It's like a cop-out, something that isn't quite right. And besides that, there's a million different things that I could be, and I don't want to be that. Not if I don't have to. I think the only way I could see myself going down that path would be as if somebody hurt you within the Heroes Association. Then I think I'd be on my way. Is heroism be damned at that point. Nobody messes with my kitty. Nobody. And just so you know, I don't mean that in the stalker obsessive way. I'm not so petty, and I'm not that desperate. But I will say that I'm serious, dead serious about you. And I love the hell out of you. Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely make sure I live up to your expectations, but I want you to understand. I'm not just in this for the short term, babe. I'm in it for now until forever ends. Maybe that sounds cliche, and it probably is. But you know what doesn't sound cliche? The truth. Never does, and it never will. I love the hell out of you, you know? And I can't wait to show you all the fun things once I get better. We've got a lot of planning to do. You know, screw the planning. I don't need any of that. What I need right now is you. Maybe it's silly of me, but all I want for my birthday is you. Your time. Your thoughts. I want to ask you a million questions. You know, I've been wondering. What is it you see in me that made you fall in love at the first time? I've wondered for a long time because I didn't really have popularity. Was it my looks or something? Never been too confident in that either. The fact that you love me, it was a miracle in my eyes. I needed to make something happen in my heart, and yet you still saw through me. You defeated me in ways no villain ever has. And that's saying something. You know, I've never been too close with anyone like you. I've been close for business things. Close for image. Close for all this fake stuff. But you're the first person that I've been really earnestly having fun with and close with. I want the fun times to keep going on. Forever and ever. I just want to see you smile. I know Kota feels the same way, even though he doesn't say it much. Quite a prideful cat. But you already knew that. You know more than that. I had another thing to tell you. You know, nothing too crazy, but I just wanted you to know that I had a dream about you last night. Maybe I predicted this or something. Before I got sick, I guess I was thinking about you. I had a strange dream that made me worried and happy all at once. It started really nice, and we were going out on a date, and we were enjoying some ice cream and going to hang out at the lake, and it was awesome. Then it turned a little sad. You walked away, and no matter how much I ran, no matter how much I tried to tell you to come back, no matter how much I did anything, you were gone. You disappeared, you evaporated. And I didn't know how to get you back. I panicked. I didn't know what else to do, so I just kept going and going. And eventually you disappeared. Yeah, I know, it wasn't a happy ending. But I tried my best, and I'm glad you're here now. Is that soup I smell? Giving me the old chicken noodle, are you? Well, I guess that's something. It's better than eating broth, I guess. Make sure you put some vegetables in there. I think my favorite are the cooked carrots. Though I'm not too fond of raw carrots. How about you? I do like beef broth, among other things. But you know what? I always took you as a carrot cake over cheesecake type. But something tells me I was wrong. Yeah, I suppose. Well, what about... What about you and cannolis? I've never made one in my life. To be honest, they seem too difficult for me. I may be okay at chef work, but I'm no expert. I'm more like a novice in training. Maybe someday, but that day isn't today. Probably isn't tomorrow either. You seem pretty good with a knife. And something tells me that's not a secondary quirk. Practice a lot? Doing some cooking for your family then. Or maybe something else. I see. It's never quite that simple, is it? There's always something extra. Another leg of a story. Another thing that adds to the pillar of things. Honestly, I don't mind it one bit. Life circumstances don't make the person. The way you handle them is what truly defines you. And I personally think you've handled things great. I love who you are as a person. I respect that person with all my heart, just as I love that person with all my heart. You know, it may come across as crude or whatever, but I wouldn't change anything about you because you have imperfections. Perfection's boring, and I don't want it. You can strive to be better. Being perfect is both unrealistic, just takes all the fun out of it, don't you think? You know, a lot of people will say, why aren't you good enough, or why didn't you do this better? And all I can tell them is, that's not what they should be concerned about. The results aren't what matter. It's the effort. The effort always trumps the result. And I don't care what anyone says. Results are great, but you won't get them without the effort. Just like love. No one ever said it would be easy. No. There's always strings attached. At least most of the time. It's usually not even with the relationship itself. It's all the things around it that get in the way. I personally think if anything ever gives us trouble, it's going to be from exterior problems. Particularly Nell or something. Of course, I won't let her. But the point is, I'm not going to let anything like that ever happen. If it comes down to it, you know I'll choose you. Any day of the week. And I think she knows it too. More than that, I think recently, there's been a sort of change in the air. I think maybe even she gave up. Maybe it was all those repressed emotions from so much time spent in isolation. She needed something to cling on to. And when she realized that her one anchor was gone, she probably felt betrayed. Empty. Yeah, I think everyone feels that way sometimes. You know, I felt betrayed. Betrayed when my friends, They weren't my friends. More like people masquerading as my friends. Out of fear, or to use my quirk. They just wanted better grades out of it. They didn't want to put any effort. They just wanted results. All on the back of my quirk. You know, I used to give in to them. Before I realized I had to stand on my own. I was a pushover. Because I didn't want people to hate me. Because I didn't want people to look down on me and think I'm just a worm. I wanted to be their companion. I thought I could get their respect. But no, that's not how people who use others work. I've realized the world is full of them. Maybe not everyone, but I don't want those people in my life. The manipulative, two-faced kind. I'm sure you've met your fair share too, kitty. But you don't need to worry about them now. I'll kick their ass if I have to. And you know me. I may not have some fancy quirk, but I can stun them long enough to put a fist in their face. No more than that. I'm sorry if my past is a little shameful, but it's got a lot of pages to it, good and bad. I volunteered at the shelters a lot. Animal shelters, that is. A lot of times I just spent there, just giving them love. You see, a lot of people who volunteer will do the things that need to get done and then leave. There's no love in it. And I hate that. What's the point of charity if there's no love in it? If you want someone, or an animal, or anything, to have heart in it, to reciprocate any of your feelings, you have to give all your heart. You can't just give part of it. And anyone who thinks you can has never truly loved before. And that's the part that scares me, kitty. For a long time I thought, I don't know what love is, so I can't pursue it. I need to study it. There is no way. No matter how many books I read on it, or love stories that I got, nothing ever amounted from it. It was just a bunch of useless information. Some things in life, you just can't learn them from a book. You can't learn them from just anything. You have to meet your kitty in order for it to really sink in, you know? All that love that you want to shove on someone might not even be love at all, is what I learned. I learned that that's how I truly felt about Nell. I just wanted someone to love and accept me. I wasn't secure in myself enough to say the word love. The very utterance pisses me off that I used to say it. It wasn't love. It was my weakness. My shame. A very weak child. I was afraid of being alone, left as a failed villain, as a failed hero. I can't tell you how much that hurts. Being that kind of person, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's just too cruel. And honestly, no one deserves that kind of treatment. And before I get in a dark train of thought, I just wanted to tell you, I love you. Not in the fake way that I used to say long before we met, but in the way that I discovered the truth of it. In the way that I wanted to make sure it was serious before we ever truly got together. You know, I was in no rush to find out because I was terrified, petrified even. I thought I was gonna end up in another one of those relationships where I felt like it was fake, where I felt like it was nothing, and instead I got the best choice of my life. You, Kitty. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's official. Do you know that? I'm proud to say it. Not just anyone can make my heart flutter like you. In fact, nobody can. If that wasn't obvious enough already. I love you. And I'll never tire of saying it. So pardon me if I utter it every 5 seconds. I'm just that happy. You know, you're my kitty. You made everything so much better, and I've always loved cats. They've been my friends when no one else would. They greeted me with a smile, with love. Well, not even my family really had time for that. They saved me from giving up. And I'll be honest with you. As shameful as it is, I almost gave up. I need to know, Kitty, that you won't do that. If you really want to know, it was nothing too crazy, but I just considered it sometimes. Back when I lost all of my supposed friends. I didn't have anyone. I was called a freak. I was outcast. I didn't feel anyone cared about me. If I was there or here or anywhere. So I thought, better nowhere, at least sometimes. Then I realized, thanks in part to that idiot who's threatening us now. Nell was a good girl and a good friend, but not a love. She was the person who inspired me by slapping me in the face, ironically. But she never did too much more after planting the seed, I suppose. It almost died. That seed of hope for myself. Then I met you and I realized I can have friends and I can have love. I can have that happy life that I want. I don't need to be the slave to fate. I don't need to give it 100,000,000%. No, I don't need to give it perfection. I need to give it my best effort and my best attitude. That's the only way life goes your way. When you don't give up on it. So please, Kitty, promise me you won't ever consider that, and if you do, you come to me. I will save you. And I'll plant that seed of hope in you, that you're worth it. Because you're damn worth it to me. And anyone who says otherwise, I'll make them walk themselves right out. You have no idea how much it makes me fume to think someone would bully you. If they do it, and I see, I can't promise that I won't hurt them, Kitty. So let's stay away from them. We'll run away if we have to. I don't care about the world around us, and I know I've said it before. I don't really have the time or heart to spend on it. I don't have it in me. I like philanthropy and all, but humans are hard to get along with. Cats are one thing, but there's so much that I still need to learn. Social interaction isn't as easy as it looks. Neither is making the person of your dreams feel stable sometimes, you know. I worry about you. I know you've been through so much. More than most, and I love that you have the scars you do.
And I don't want you to ever feel like there's shame, a badge of something that's unwanted, or that it takes away from your beauty. You're beautiful to me. You're way more than beautiful to me. I'll always, always want you. Now until the end of time, and then some. In fact, time can go screw itself because I don't care about that. I care about you. Just as much as I love you. You know, I thought about it. We're not like a normal couple, and I like that. Who needs normal? Who needs perfection? Who needs that absolutely cookie cutter way of life? It's not for me. I don't just want us to be fading into normalcy. I've never wanted that. I've always wanted things to be exciting, beautiful, wonderful, exuberant. You know, I've seen it. My parents being who they were. It just didn't seem to be a life I wanted. I didn't want to be like them. Never did, and I never will. Let's be our own people. We don't need to be the protégés of anyone, nor do we need to be the spitting image. What I want from you is for you to chase that dream in your heart so hard that you never think of looking back. That way, when I chase my dream right beside you, we're there to help whenever there's pitfalls in the way, hand in hand. Isn't that what true love is? It's a mastering of all those little things. And before long, you get it. You really understand what it means to love someone. And then, you know, that's what I think everyone really wants. That thing that we already have. Chemistry is just a myth. I think it's all about heart. Art has a way of making soup taste better. And you know, adding a little love as spice never hurt anyone. I think it's the spice of life, really. You do a good job of seasoning it. Well, corny alliterations be damned. What I care about is making you feel like I'm not just some fling. I want to be the man of your dreams, and maybe I echo that one too many times, but it's only because I'm very serious about you. Not so serious that I let myself get stifled, though. Hell no to that. It was time to be a stuffy old man. Definitely not me. Doesn't matter how old I get. I'll never be boring. You can bet on that. So if we end up growing old together, you can bet I'll be the coolest old grandpa you've ever met. Quote me on that, I dare you. And what's that gonna make you? Never getting old? Fine by me. You think I would ever mind that? I'd much rather never get old. Screw that. No good comes of it. And besides, we almost have the tact to cheat death in the first place. I feel like it'd be fun to just live forever with you. That's why I always kind of wished there was a vampire quirk somewhere. And it was contagious and they could just make me one of them and I could just live forever. You'd donate blood to me, wouldn't you? Well, you certainly donate kisses. And what a happy birthday it is. To think, I thought today was gonna be pretty dull. Just me being sick, you being busy, and then what do you know? A kitty wanders in. You know, it reminds me kind of how you wandered into my life. I was lost and then I found you. Never thought finding another person could be so exuberant. And honestly, I'm so happy I met you. You've been the focus of so much in my life that I just wouldn't know what to do without you. Maybe that makes me weak or desperate, but honestly, after what we've been through, I don't mind. Well, unless you plan on leaving me. In which case, I guess leave a postcard or something. Who actually uses those things? You know, all my life I've never gotten a postcard from a relative. I've heard of them. Everybody uses the phrase and nobody actually means it. You give a text or an email, maybe even a letter here or there, but certainly not the norm. Besides, I don't see the merit in it. Sure, it could be cute, I guess, if you make it yourself, but I don't know. I am pretty artsy in terms of stuff like that. Maybe we'll get away from the world and just live as traveling merchants, like some kind of circus going on. The amazing man who can make you do stuff if you answer his questions. Doesn't really roll off the tongue properly, but maybe it'll grow on people. You know, thinking about the future used to scare me. Used to scare the pants right off me. But you know, lately it's not seemed so bad. Now I just think of it and I think, wow, I've got the best love in the world. My kitty could give anyone a run for their money. And more than that, I'm graced with the good glory of getting sick on my birthday, but having it be a blessing in disguise as my own cutie gets to take care of me. Though I'd hope this doesn't become a habit. The last thing I want is to be a burden, or to have you always doing one side of the relationship. I think I want to be your everything, but I think life is like being the other half. You love someone, so you share it with them. Just like sharing the tough memories. I think it's important too. The more you share, the less difficult things become. It's like lifting something. What might be too much for one is almost certainly not for two. You know, I've been thinking about it, Kitty. And how would you like to go mess around with Kota with me? You see, I have this plan. I don't know if you've ever seen a cat on catnip, but he loves the stuff, just he doesn't really believe in it, I guess. Sometimes I sneak it in his food bowl. I know. Kinda mean, but it's worth it seeing a drunk cat. What? Am I too mischievous for you? I sure hope not. I mean, if that's too mischievous, then I bet you can't handle what I have in mind for later. No. Actually, I barely ever think of things like that. Love to me is such an innocent thing that I I just equate it to a form of conversation between hearts. I take it very seriously. You being my kitty and all, it means the world to me. And I know how much I say it, but I guess it's my way to put it into physical proof. To give you the best love I've got. No matter what. Anyways, I think it's time we do something a little fun. It is my birthday after all. Here. Put the catnip in the bowl, but you gotta make sure. Yeah. Just like that. Inside the fish. Yeah. Okay, now we call him over. Kota! Hey, Kota! Come get some food, buddy. Time to eat. He's eating it. Yeah. It's okay. He'll be fine. Oh no, I think he's on to us. Look natural. Here, give me some soup or something. Yeah, I know it's not done. But that's not the point. It's begun. Look out. I don't know what he'll do when he's drunk. When you're around. Well, looks like he's down for the count. I've never seen him roll around like that before. He's definitely not usually a rolling cat. You okay there, buddy? Yeah, it's my birthday, so maybe you're feeling a little funny because I caught you sick or something. I mean, maybe you're just imagining it. Sorry, nothing, it's not like that. I'm just eating soup. It's just soupy soup and stuff. Look, Kota, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was all a prank, yeah. Sorry, it's not like that, Kota. I didn't mean to, Yeah, I mean, it's my birthday. Yeah, I'm okay, buddy. You look a little, tipsy yourself. Oh, look out for that. Never mind. You avoided it somehow. What a cat he is. I mean, it was all because of my hiccup that he almost hit that. You didn't hear it, did you? Oh, man. Well, I guess if anyone is gonna hear it, it's gonna be you. That's fine, I suppose. I hate to leave him like this, but it seems like he's wandering off. I thought it was gonna be more drastic, but nope. Well, I guess it's just karma. Don't mess around with the sassiest of cats, or else it's not gonna go as planned. Which is fine, I guess. It's not like I expected much. Moreover, he's a good cat either way. Oh, there he goes. Off to sleep. Hey. Why don't I taste some of that soup? You know, it's been on and off. The scratchiness in my throat. I was hoping maybe you could give me some of that soup personally. You know, would you, be willing to, well, it's okay if you don't want to, it's just, I thought it might be really cute to be fed by you. Maybe that's a bit, out there, anything like that, but no, it's fine if you don't want to. Wow. I guess you know how to make a chicken noodle soup. That's not the only thing you know how to make. There's a lot. Wow. I love you so much. Oh, baby, I can't stand any moment we're not together. And I just want to make it more special by the moment. You rile up something in me that just would feel so carnal, a need for you, that I guess I was talking too much. But if you really want to silence me, you know exactly what to do. That wasn't what I meant, but I'll accept that too. I mean, who wouldn't want a kiss that's warm and tasty and from the most cute kitty on earth? No offense to all the rest. I hope you're ready for it. Your punishment, that is. A tender kiss, of course. What do you expect? I love you so much, kitty. You know, so many people, they just go their whole life without meeting someone like you. I didn't used to pity them, but now I do. 'Cause there's nothing I can imagine that would be scarier than having never met you. Looks like the cure might be here. 'Cause I don't feel like coughing anymore. Guess you're not an idiot after all. You took my sickness, didn't you? Well, you know what that means, don't you? It just means we'll have to get it out of you. Looks like it's my turn. My turn to make things right with you. You know, you're one hell of a love. And I don't want to ever take that for granted. I love you, and that's that. Got it? I'll never, ever, in a million years, let you go. And you got a promise. A birthday promise at that. If you love me and you continue to love me, you gotta promise to stay by my side, okay? Somehow I knew you'd agree to that. You're always so easy when it comes to things like that. Makes me think you must really have the hots for someone. I guess I'm that lucky one. And you're definitely the only one I have eyes for. You best believe it. In fact, you could go ask the drunk cat and he'd tell you the same thing. I have no time for anyone else. It's only you, darling. You're my kitty for life. No take-backs.